hot today. Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a book haul. Okay, so for this video, I think I'm going to start off with the books that I've already read and just like work my way down. We got a lot of books to get through, so let's get started. Okay, so the first book I'm going to talk about is How to Make Friends with the Dark. I literally almost said I Met Your Mother. Whoops. Okay, it's called How to Make Friends with the Dark by Kathleen Glasgow, and I already read this book, tabbed it up. It was amazing, but you'll hear more about that in my wrap-up. But I got this book, and I loved it, worth every penny, and it is a pricey book. Next, I got Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and I tabbed this book up, and it was so good. Okay, gotta say that for the wrap-up. I didn't even tell you what that one was about. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. But this book is about the first son of the US and Prince Henry. And there's a nice little romance, and it's so good and worth all the hype. I mean, y'all probably know what these books are about because they're so hype on the booktube. Okay, so the next book I got is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. And I actually got this book from Book Outlet, so it's kind of like messed up, but it's okay. And I know that this book is a great book. It's a historical fiction, takes place in France during World War II, and it's about two sisters, and I hear it's incredible, and I literally cannot wait to read this. We're getting through these really fast. Okay, next I got Warcross by Marie Lu, and this book just sounds so interesting. It kind of sounded like a Ready Player One to me, and that book's on this list too, so. But this book just sounds so cool, and I was like flipping through it. It has little text messages, and it has like right here, like little battery. Like, I think that is so cool, and it gives you more of a visual. And I know that this book is about a hacker, and she hacks herself into Warcross, I think. And then she turns into like this overnight sensation and goes to Tokyo, I think. That's pretty much all I know about this book. But again, I really, really cannot wait to read this. Okay, so the next book I got is a big boy, and it is secondhand, so that's why it looks a little rough. And it is The Giver, and it has all 4 books in it. You can see all 4 of the books, and it's a monster. It's, how many pages is it? It literally doesn't even have pages. Oh yeah, it does. I'm just blind. It has almost 800 pages, which isn't too bad for 4 books, but it looks like a beast, and it has red sprayed edges. I've always wanted a book with sprayed edges, so I had to have my hands on it. Next, I got The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, and I have heard phenomenal things about this book, and I found it at Goodwill, and I had to pick it up, and so I got it, and I haven't read it yet, and I feel so ashamed, but I'm gonna get my hands on this super soon. I know that this is also a historical fiction book, and it does take place during World War II, and pretty much that's all I know, but I'm super excited for this, and I'm literally like the last person on earth to read this book. So yeah. The next book I have here is Twilight by Stephenie Meyers, and I really have nothing to say about this book. Like, everyone's read it except for me. Again, I love the movies. Growing up, I was so much into the movies. I was at Goodwill, and I found the book, and I'm like I'll read it. So, but I've heard that it's really not that great, but I guess I'll have to read it for myself. And yeah, jumping on that bandwagon. I only bought the first one because if I really didn't like it that much, then why buy the whole series? Like, they had the whole series there at Goodwill, like, shocker. But and if I do like it, I'll probably go back and get it, the other ones. Another Goodwill book I have is Beastly by Alex Flynn, and this book isn't a very big book, and I have the movie, and I love the movie, and my sister actually had the book, but then she like lost it. This one is about this guy named, I literally forgot his name. Kyle. Yes, Kyle. It's about this guy Kyle, and he's super like self-conceited, narcissistic, and so this girl puts a curse on him and makes him ugly, and he has to find someone in a year to love him for who he is. And he's like, what? People only like looks. So then Lindsay, I'm not gonna look through that thing, but I think that's her name, and she comes along, and you know, so I'm excited to read this because I love the movie, and I know you can't really compare things, but I'm excited. Next, I got The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris, and look at the pages. I love books like that. Anyway, this book is about the tattooist at Auschwitz, and his name is Lael, and he is tattooing incoming prisoners, and he's a prisoner himself. And so in 1942, he tattoos a girl named Gita, and it's like love at first sight. And so from that moment on, he vows to stay alive during the whole entire war so he could marry her after the war. And I think that's so cool because he like lost hope, and she gave him hope, and that's super cute, and I hope everything goes well for them. So I've heard not great things about this book, but I'll have to see for myself. The next book I have is The Secret Diary of Hendrik Groen, 83 and 4 years old. I don't know who wrote this because there's no author on this. So this book I saw at Barnes & Noble, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like that sounds like such a good book, like I want it. But it was $14.99, and that was a little bit expensive. So I found this on Book Outlet for like $4, I think. And so I got it, and I'm super happy. So this is about Hendrik, and he is 83 and 4 years old, and he knows he's gonna die. So he's literally making the best of everything. This story is actually told like in a diary, obviously, The Secret Diary. And I think that's super cool, and I heard it's super funny, and I'm so excited to just laugh, you know, have a feel-good book. So yes. All right, Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, yes. And I feel like everyone knows what this book is about, and I absolutely love the movie, and I heard the book is so good, so I had to get it, of course. And so it's really intimidating me because it looks like a normal book, you know, like a good normal sized book. But you open it up, y'all, the font is so small. I'm scared to read it. But I know at some point I'll pick it up. Maybe I'll like listen to the audiobook and then read it. The next book I have is The Boy in the Black Suit by Jason Reynolds, and I saw this book at Barnes & Noble, and this book is about a boy named a boy named Matt, and his mother recently just died, and he got a job at a funeral home, and so he feels like his whole life is just falling apart. And then he meets Lovey, this girl, and she's been through heck, and she is super strong, super tough, and he just wants to be like her. And I think there's a nice little romance in here, and I'm super excited. What can I say? So I feel like this book will be super good, and I don't know, I really just like the cover because it's like all crinkled, but it's not, you know? Love that. The last book I have is actually a cover buy for me, and I don't really do much of that. And I actually got this at the dollar store, so it was only $1 cover buy, why not? It's The Mood Indigo by Boris Vian. Don't know if I said that right, but it's translated from French. And y'all, take a minute to look at that cover. It's gorgeous. I don't really know what it's about, except it's a romance, and I think the girl gets sick. That's literally all I know. And this is actually an old book. I think it was first published in 1945. So I'm interested to see the writing style, and also because it's translated from French. So the writing style in French in the olden days, yeah. So, alright, that is all the books I have to, no, that is a lie. I am actually, once I stop filming, I am actually headed over to my sister's house because she told me she applied to Barnes & Noble, and I'm like, no way, if you get the job, you have to get me, well, not have to, whoa, that you should get me, They Both Die in the End, because I've been really wanting to read that book, and it's at the library, but then it just got checked out, so I have to wait for it. And she was like, okay, and like 10 minutes after she left, she texted me and she's all, oh, by the way, I got your book. So I'm actually on my way to her house to go pick it up, and I'll insert a video of me with it, and I'm so excited. I've been actually like binging the book I am reading right now, so once I get that one, I could read it. I think in the book I'm reading right now, I have like 20 pages left, so super good. Hey guys, just got back from my sister's house, and I'm in my room, and we have the package. So I want to do an unboxing on camera. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Ah! Oh, it's beautiful. Well, I don't know if I said this before, but I got They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Yay, so if you guys don't know what this is about, they live in a world where you get a phone call on the day you die, and so both Mateo and Rufus get a phone call, and they go on this app, and they become friends on their last day, and a little romance happens. So I'm so excited to have this. I am so grateful for my sister, and I cannot wait to start reading this. Now, back to the outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you next time.